Crime time
with my bestie.
I'm Jess Vanstack, and this is Anna Etches, and we are a slightly contagious crime time with my bestie.
You're contagious. I'm not.
No, I'm a little
And
bit
you can
sick.
stay in your house.
Yeah, I'm a little bit sick, so we're gonna roll with punches and hope that I don't cough, splutter, and sneeze. Respectable difference. At a respectful distance from the microphone. But we'll edit it out. It'll be fine.
I'll let you guys know at the end if she sneezed directly onto the mic.
I've moved it slightly to the side, so it's not too bad. I won't have to worry too much about being all up in your grill. All up in your space? Oh, it's already hit. I'm
all
already
up in your ears.
All up in your ears, something.
You're not okay.
So yeah, I'm a little bit sick. But it is recording night and I'm powering through. I have some Lucozade and hopefully a really good case to talk about. And yeah, how are you?
Well, excellent. I'm okay, and I just want the listeners to know I did give her an out for this. He said if she didn't want to record tonight, she could have. I'm not a tyrant that's like, well, it's recording night, so get over it.
The thing with it is that because we've now started doing our back-to-back recordings, it means that I need Sam to be out of the house, or he must stay silent for possibly 4 hours at least. Normally, I'd say we're on average anything from an hour and a half to 2 hours per episode with a break. So 4 hours to be like, you must hide in the room like a secret.
Again, I don't see the problem. The less I hear from Sam, the better.
Yeah, but I was like, no, Wednesday night is recording night. You need to go out. So he has made a whole plan to go out for dinner with brother-in-law, I suppose. Yeah, with brother-in-law. So he is out and the house is completely empty. So I was like, if I lose my opportunity now, Sam's not getting a free dinner every Wednesday for him to take advantage of being outside of the house. So yeah, you're not a tyrant, I promise.
Yeah, I just want the listeners to know that. But yeah, I'm good. I'm a bit tired. You'll find out why in my good news.
Oh, I mean, yeah, I was going to say, I feel like there is some good things coming in your good news. So, do you want to give us your good news first, or do you want me to?
So my good news this episode is that I've bought a flat.
Woo, 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 woo. I don't want to clap because microphones and like loud noises, but I'm very, very proud of you. So there's like very like gentle clapping, or we'll do some like sign language clapping. But yeah, very, very proud of you. Please tell us all of your adventures in your new abode.
I mean, no adventures as of yet, particularly because I've only had it for 5 days, 6 days, something like that, and I've been to and fro because it currently doesn't have any furniture or anything, because all of my furniture is at my old flat, because I have to give 2 months notice. So there will be at least this recording and 3 more in my old flat before we move it over to the new flat. But we cleaned. We've done a bunch of cleaning. That was very exciting.
I mean, you'd been like there like less than 24 hours and you'd already been ripping wallpaper off the walls. So
yes.
So
because it was ugly wallpaper.
I mean,
I'm sorry if she's listening, but it was ugly wallpaper.
I was gonna say, like, oh my god, what if she listens and then finds out that she's got ugly wallpaper? It's not ugly, it's just not to your taste.
No. And it was not to anyone's taste that I showed it to.
Everybody has different tastes, that's the thing, like.
That is true.
I feel like when I told my mum I was going to paint my office ceiling red, she was like, that's a choice. And I was like, yes, it is.
My dad strictly said he's not painting any ceilings anything other than white.
I'm just such a bad influence. Have you decided on a paint colour yet? Because you are going for a red. Oh no! I 100% walked into Anna's lovely new flat and then she showed me these paint samples of the walls and I had opinions. How do they not know?
No, sorry, as a side note, I told my mum, I was like, I don't like that colour anymore. And she was like, I'm going to have some words. She was like, I'm going to have some words with Jess. And I was like, no, it was my decision.
Oh no. I mean, you haven't made a decision yet, so I'm so sorry, Mama Etches. I do apologise. I just need to keep my big mouth shut. But I love it. I love your place. And any colour you pick will be lovely. But I'm very much a anxiety human, and I'm like, what if I don't like it?
Me too. And to be fair, I was already looking at it like, that's too dark.
It's one of those things where sometimes the thought's already there and someone else just like emphasizes it, and I did that, and I'm so sorry.
You did.
It's still a very nice colour, and I'm sure it'll look lovely if you do decide to paint it.
The thing is, so for listeners, it's a burgundy shade, and I'm just trying to pick between a few different shades of burgundy, but they're all not quite right. It's one of those where I'm like, I don't quite know what's wrong, but they're not right.
Yeah, I can't help you there. Sometimes I've done that like multiple times in this house, and then I've just had to accept that I will never get the shade that I can picture in my mind, and I just have to go with the closest one to it.
Yeah, I think that's what I'm going to have to do. But I'm not looking at the photo again until this weekend, and I will make a decision then. But I'm sure it's going to be fine, and hopefully my mum will be over her annoyance at you by the time she listens to this episode.
By the time this comes out, it's going to have been in the distant past. We hope that you will have moved in by then. Everything will be lovely and painted. Your dad will have gotten over the trauma of having to paint all of your ceilings and walls, and it will be absolutely fine.
I'm not making him paint any ceilings a bright colour, though I was very tempted after seeing your red ceiling.
Not gonna lie, Sam painted my bright red ceiling, so sometimes we do things for the people that we love, and we just have to accept it, because yeah, he painted the ceiling, and then after finished painting the ceiling, we realised that there was so many holes still in the walls, which was emphasised by the very dark red, and he had to fill it all and sand it all again and repaint it. So that makes me sound like such a lazy person. It's like he's like I'm you know.
He's 700 foot tall.
He is 700 foot tall, and I work Monday to Friday. He is like contracted shifts, so sometimes he'll be free when I'm working, so he just kind of gets on with bits. And he has done lots for the house. It's very much appreciated. So yeah.
Good.
Lovely news. Very well done. Congratulations, homeowner. Kudos.
So yeah, thank you. What is your good news for the week?
I'm not gonna lie, mine is kind of stupid. But it's the best.
I love a stupid good thing for the episode, because you get joy where you can. And let's be real, the only reason why mine's so big is because it took a 1.5 years to get here.
Yes. It was a slog, but it's over now. The war is over. You have the flat. Everything is good. Everything is right with the world. So mine is that I got a robot Hoover for Christmas from my mum.
Oh. Yes, this is the vibe.
And I did not know how much I needed a robot Hoover in my life. And we hadn't been able to set him up because we'd laid new flooring downstairs and it hadn't been quite finished yet. There were still bits wrong. So Sam had a couple of days after Christmas where he needed to fix it, and then he needed to silicone the edges so that it was sealed. And so the day that the robot Hoover was finally unleashed was the moment that I realised that is what I need a robot in my life for, because all these robots that are stealing my jobs, no, come into my house, cook my dinner, Hoover for me, mop for me because it also mops. Perfect. And put my washing away. If they invent one of those robots, I am here for it.
Isn't that just iRobot? You still have to be nice to them.
I will be nice. I've been very nice to him.
What have you named him?
His name is Lightning McLean.
Okay, I like
it. Because every time he comes out, I'm like, hey, McLean, ka-chow! And I'm
very nice to him then.
Yeah, I'm very lovely to him. I need to be a little bit nicer.
Otherwise there's going to be an uprising.
Yeah.
iRobot has shown us there's an uprising coming in our future.
Don't get me wrong. Whether I'm as nice to him in terms of how much labour he has to do, but he has a little schedule. So Monday, Wednesday and Friday, he hoovers. Tuesdays and Thursdays, he hoovers and mops. And then Saturday and Sunday, I get to decide whether he needs to do a special extra double clean, because there's a setting you can only do manually by yourself through the app. You can't schedule it. Where he goes around and it's called edge hugging mopping. And the only way I know to describe it, sadly it's not a visual podcast, but it kind of goes up to the edge of the wall and it sticks his arse out. And it's kind of like he's twerking into the wall, and he extra hugs the walls and mops. So sometimes at the weekends we need a little extra huggy option.
How dirty is your house?
It's not. That's the thing. It's really not. Apart from he does get sent out every morning to tidy up where the cats have got their food all over the floor.
Fair.
But it's just one of those things where I'm like, well, if you can, why not?
You just got overexcited with it.
Yeah, exactly. I I'd probably say I hoover maybe once a week if I.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
I
I
was
hoover
going to say
once
a week is fair.
Yeah.
But
he's just
day.
there. He's just there. And it's just like, yeah, do it, Lightning McLean. You absolute legend. Like, it's the best. It's the best. And the thing is, as well, what's even more stupid is that I watch him, and it's like the time that he got turned on, like, for the first time, I spent a good, like, 20 minutes watching him, like...
I was going to say, I'd follow him around.
It was either watching him while standing there, like, drinking a cup of tea, or watching on the little app, because it draws out a little path around the house where he's been. And I was like, the time in which that I've been watching you, I probably could have hoovered myself.
Yeah.
But this is so much better.
So much fun. I want to watch him when I next come round.
Whereas my sister, who also had one, I'm very, very appreciative of my mum. It wasn't a cheap Christmas present, but it's probably the best thing she's ever bought me, bar maybe the computer I got when I was a teenager, because I used that thing with an inch of its life. I was a massive nerd. There was a lot. Well, I say nerd. I was playing The Sims more than anything, and that's just,
Yeah.
But yeah, my sister has the same one. She's like, oh, it's like the nicest feeling that, like, when I'm upstairs, like, putting the washing away, there's like somebody downstairs hoovering and mopping. I'm like, no, I'm just standing there watching him, like, brain rotting into existence as I stare at him, like, oh, this is the best thing ever. So it's so silly and so pathetic, but that is my good news for the week.
Has he fallen off of a cliff yet?
No, but he did. We've had to make some adjustments to things around the house. So there's like a rug we bought for the kitchen. I suppose it's a rug. It's like a runner sort of thing. It's like more aesthetic than anything, because I know like carpets and kitchens and stuff. He tried to eat it, so so that doesn't stay down when he's out. And he also can't recognise the cat's bowls because they're too... We normally had them like low on the ground, and he fully took them out. Like he just went rammed straight through them and took out the water bowl. It was everywhere. I was like, oh, this is bad. So I do have like a little stand to put their food bowls in, and I've put their food on there, and then we've moved their water to a different side of the room with like it's called a no-go zone, so that he's not allowed to go there. But he still doesn't know that there's anything actually there, because it's only on like this sort of like stand with like metal legs. So he just like drives straight into it and just like shoves it down the wall, and then he can go underneath it, and the bowls are like having a little freak out as he like bumps him with his head.
He's so excited to clean, he just barrels on through.
So good. And then he tells you every time he's like heading home to clean mops, and he goes back to his little house, cleans his little mops, comes back out, does a little bit more. Honestly, like, it's the best thing. You should. We should probably stop talking about my robot.
It is now a robot vacuum podcast.
Yeah, it's a robot vacuum podcast. If anybody needs some like recommendations, he is a Wi-Fi EUFY Omni C20. It's currently on Amazon for $359.99. So
nice.
With the house, buy him with the house, because it means he empties and cleans himself, which is the best.
Perfection.
There's a little arm that comes out and goes along the walls to get all the extra dust, because cat hair, man, it's fucking everywhere. But yeah, so that is my good news for the week.
I love it. Excellent. It's perfect good news.
My news for the world is not so much a world news. There was a moment earlier where I tried to find a world news story and sent the story to Anna and got sad that it wasn't an actual dragon, because I have just finished reading Onyx Storm, so my brain is like clued into dragon stuff.
Smart.
A little bit.
All that's on her brain is smart.
To be fair, a little bit less in Onyx Storm, not to ruin it, but if you're expecting like some really heavy, it's like really like spicy smart. It's pretty good. It's not bad. But yeah, I just finished Onyx Storm and I saw this thing that was like, oh, dragons go to help, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, oh my god! They've discovered dragons. They haven't. It was the dragons from Dragon's Den, so very sad. But my story isn't necessarily good news for the world, but it is good news. It was just kind of a really sweet story. So
it can be good news for anything. It's just something that's not us-based.
So my good news is a story about a 78-year-old man called Charlie Hicks. He has recently been in the news because for the last decade, he's been going to eat gumbo twice a day at the same restaurant. And it got to a point where he wasn't feeling very well, so he hadn't shown up for a couple of days. So they rang him and they were like, you're okay? And he was like, oh yeah, I'm just not very well and I don't want to come to the shop because I don't feel good. So they started like takeawaying his gumbo and sending it to him. And then one day he didn't call and they were like, well, where's Charlie? No. And one of the chefs was like, no, this isn't right. Like, he's been going twice a day for 10 years. And so he went to his house and like banged on the door.
No, this is going to be a sad story.
No, it's a really good story. I promise, it's really good news. He had fallen, so he'd had a fall. And the chef heard him calling for help, and he went inside and he found him, and he got him to the hospital, and everything was sorted. Like, he got, like, everybody looked after him. They even brought his gumbo to the hospital for him.
Perfect.
It was glorious. And then, to make matters even worse, like, that was as much as I knew, but there's been an update since then. Apparently, the manager of the restaurant helped him find a house that's literally next door to the restaurant, so he doesn't have to go very far anymore, so they can keep an eye on him. And I was just like, that's the most sweetest story.
Cute.
It's so
That's
sweet.
like a real community. I know it's just a restaurant, but like a community story. Everyone's looking out for him.
Yeah, I just thought it was really, really nice, and it did make me Google gumbo. Like, I've heard of gumbo, but I also never really want to make
American.
it. Yeah, it's American. Do you want to know what gumbo is?
Yes, I do. Like, I know that's as much as I know. It's something from the South. It could not be originally American. I don't know.
So it is a stock with meat or shellfish, and then it's called the Creole Holy Trinity, which is celery, bell peppers, and onions. And they normally add things into it like okra and chicken, sausage, and it's normally served with rice. So it's like a stew, basically. It's like a stew or a soup.
And did he have the same one every day? Does it?
He had the same one every day, and it's specified in the article that he had. Not only did he have the same one every day, twice a day, but he also had it with a small portion of rice and no crackers. Because I guess sometimes people eat it with crackers.
Sometimes
he's just a little,
people
he's
like a little
man,
thing,
and he's just eating his like. I just love the fact of, like, it's like going every day, twice a day for gumbo. And there was an article where the chef or the person that he went, like the one that found him, said that some days they would like try and like wanted him to try new things. So they would like make him little portions of like chicken and stuff like that, sort of like, so he could try different. That's
really cute.
Different courses,
flavors.
Different flavors. So they'd like make him like some jerk chicken.
So gumbo, it does originate from Louisiana, but it is a culinary fusion blending West African, Native American, French, Spanish, and German influences.
Oh,
I googled it.
So that was Charlie Hicks, and they were in Florida. And just so I give credit, so the chef that found him was Donald Stallworth. So kudos, Donald Stallworth. You're a great guy. Checking in on Charlie. I was in Florida and I never had gumbo, so I really feel like I missed out.
Should we go to Louisiana and get gumbo?
We should find Donald Stallworth and this restaurant and have gumbo with Charlie Hicks.
One's in, we should. That one's in Florida, but I won't go to where it originated in Louisiana.
Oh, yeah.
We could do a road trip. Let's do both.
We should do a road trip. To be fair, if I went back to the US, I probably would do a road trip just to do like a food crawl. Cause
okay, I'm in.
Yeah,
sold. Next week.
Yeah, let's go. If anybody has any recommendations of like the best food to eat in like certain states, I'm all for it. We couldn't drive it though; it's so big. We'd be there for like months.
Okay, let's skip out on work. I don't mind.
We're doing a tour.
So, can you remind me of your teasers? Because it has been a long time since we recorded and I do not remember what your case is about.
So my teasers were fire, ghost, and jewellery.
Okay. There is not a full connection to my story, but a little undercurrent of something.
So the teasers that are coming next.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, I'll tell you when I do it. When I do my story, I'll tell you what the connection is.
Let's hope that it's not the same story. It's not.
It's definitely not the same story. Okay. But it's like, it's a theme, an underrunning theme based off of one of your teasers.
Oh, okay. Okay, cool. Is it Ghost? No, don't ruin it. Okay,
I'm not going to tell you anything.
We have to remember as well, considering that the last time we did this double-ended, like back-to-back recordings, that we forgot to do your teasers. So here is our own reminder at the end of this episode that you must tell me your teasers.
We'll forget, but we'll pitch in if needed.
Okay. So my sources for this case are mamamia.com, unsolvedmysteries.fandom.com, medium.com, jasonrobertsonline.com, and allthat'sinteresting.com. It's quite
I love All That's Interesting. It is like the best. It's in almost every one of our sources.
And the triggers are fire, stabbing, arson. There is some mentions of sexual assault, supernatural, and possession.
Okay.
So today we are talking about the case of Teresita Basa.
Okay.
I'm going to say Basa. It's Basa, which I would say is Basa.
Yeah, I would say it was Basa as well. If in doubt, spell it, and if we get it wrong, people can just live with it.
I've also got to remember as well, I think you mentioned in one of the episodes that you just default to either their first name or a easier to pronounce name, which would be Teresita in this case.
Yeah.
But I noticed, like, as I was writing these notes, somehow in my brain I defaulted to Teresa, and I was like, wait a minute.
Yeah, don't get it wrong.
Don't get it wrong. Teresita Basa was born in the Philippines in 1929. She had a passion for music and decided to pursue this with a move to Chicago, Illinois in the 1960s. She earned her diploma in music but was sadly not able to progress with this as a viable career. She shifted her focus towards a job at a local hospital, working her way up to become a respiratory therapist at Edgewater Hospital. She was described as quiet but dedicated by her colleagues. She was pursuing a master's degree in music and would frequently give out complimentary piano lessons to neighborhood children. There was weirdly one source that mentioned that she had a husband.
Okay.
Nothing else in my sources confirmed this, so I've not included it, and as well as the name of the husband in that source was the name of someone later who comes in to be, like, related to the case. So I was like, did they just get confused?
Yeah, maybe.
So if I am wrong and I have missed out that she has a husband, my apologies. I've not included it because it was in one source and it didn't line up with anything else.
I was going to say, sometimes it's hard to tell because sources will have conflicting information and you're like, wait a minute, but that, what? No?
Yeah.
Huh?
It made no sense.
I take
as well.
some stuff out.
It made no sense as well because it was saying, like, oh, she spent most of her time with this husband, but then he never gets mentioned in any relation to the case. In any
He's never mentioned again.
He's never mentioned
Sounds
again.
like a perfect husband.
Yeah. You would feel like if she was married to somebody, they would pop up at some point, but he never was. I was like, okay, very confused. On February 21st, 1977, Anna would like to know that means that she is 48, she finished her nursing shift at the hospital. She returned home, had dinner, spoke on the phone with a friend for around 20 minutes at 7:30ish. Before the call ended, Basa mentioned she was expecting a male visitor. The friend later testified that Teresita did not mention who this visitor was or the purpose of their visit.
Oh, that would not fly with you. You'd want to know all of the details. And I'd want to tell you all of the details.
It didn't really like the way that the friend explained it. I don't know whether it was meant as a male visitor, as in like she was having someone come over to court her, but it was more just like, well, I'm having a man come over. There is more information about it later, but that's how it was going. A male visitor.
But I still feel like if I was on the phone to you and I was like,
why?
Yeah, you'd be like, right, I want to know who they are. I want to see a picture. I want to, like, how long have you been talking to them? What are you doing? Text me everything.
I feel like we're also in a weird day and age where I don't know whether we put steps in place for those sort of things. Like we have each other on like Find My Friends, which I know a lot of people don't do, but we do. You know, I hear a lot of stories of being like, oh, when my friend goes on a date, they send me like a screenshot of the person, say it's like a Tinder date. Oh, it sends me a screenshot of the Tinder profile. They tell me where they're meeting. They meet in public, and do you know what I mean? Like you're like putting like lots of like safety barriers in place.
Yeah, if I talk to people, I would do I would do that. I'd send you the details. But even if you just casually mention someone that I'd not heard of before, I'd be like, who is that person? Why are you talking to someone?
Why do you have other friends?
Like,
honestly,
who are they? Rude.
Well, this is 1977, and I guess people were more trusting back then, and maybe more friendly, you know.
I was going to say, maybe they had more friends.
Yeah.
It's just me and you and a couple of other friends. We have a couple of others.
We have like a little group, but there's definitely not this, like, extended group of friends that you randomly have over. They've got no time for that. I haven't got the energy or the patience for, like, a huge group of friends. Like, I like my friends. Adding more to
let's just keep it as this.
Around 8:40pm, her neighbours noticed the smell of smoke. They alerted the building's janitor, who discovered a fire burning in Bass's apartment. They called the fire department, who arrived quickly and extinguished the fire. Once the fire was put out, firefighters entered the apartment. They sadly discovered Teresita's body. She was found naked, buried beneath a pile of clothes, hidden by a mattress with a large knife in her chest. The mattress...
Jeez. Oh, the mattress was on top of her?
Yeah, so it's like been put on top of her, and then it's the
clothes
mattress
on top of that.
Clothes on top of that. Well, no, she's her, then clothes, then the mattress.
Okay.
So, like, it seems in a way to hide the body.
Yeah.
I have a feeling that also the mattress was the thing that was set on fire, but I can't specifically see it in my notes, so I could just be misremembering what I've read. Oh no, it is. It's literally, it's in the next line. It's that thing again.
Yeah, that thing that's always there. You're like, I'm sure I wrote it down somewhere. Oh,
I definitely did. Yeah, it's the next line. So, the mattress had been set alight, but was put out quick enough that the evidence was still intact. It appeared the killer was attempting to destroy the evidence and the scene, which, most people
if
don't.
you killed someone.
Yeah, you're not going to just be like, oh, I guess I'll just leave everything and just let the, police find all the DNA that I've hopefully left. But as we know, DNA was 1986, so they're still 9 years out.
Yeah, because we have learned things, and I definitely didn't forget when it was again.
Might have guessed 1986, but I'm hoping beyond hope that I'm right.
It was the 80s for sure. I was just thinking, when I said make sense, I was like, make sense for someone that's trying to get away with murdering someone. Again, we'll reiterate, if me or you killed someone, we'd immediately tell someone because we cannot hide a secret at all.
Can't hide a secret, as proven through the episode that in this timeline, so the timeline where we're currently recording, the episode that's just come out is the murder of Angie Dodge, where you admit that you would get caught for your crimes because your hair would be everywhere.
Everywhere, and it's purple. There's nothing to say, there's nothing, I can't be like, oh, that might be someone else's hair. It's purple.
I mean, other people do have purple hair.
Yeah, but it's not as common. Yours is short. That also is a signifier that it's you.
Yeah, short and blonde, long and purple. If we're murdering together, immediate red flag.
We're fucked.
So, initial investigations determined that despite Teresita's body being found naked, there were no signs of sexual assault. The apartment showed signs of a struggle and the room had been ransacked. There were also questions as whether the scene had been set up. So everything kind of being a mismatch. Obviously, I know she was underneath a mattress, but they're wondering whether the general scene of the ransack and the struggle was also part, like a cover-up, if that makes sense.
Oh, so it was someone she knew had gone in, killed her, tried to hide her body, and then tried to pretend like someone had broken in by, I guess, throwing stuff on the floor and whatnot.
Yeah, it doesn't say how they came to that conclusion, but that's what they're guessing.
I think there's some people that can just look at, some people that are really skilled in what they do, and they can just look at the way something's presented and be like, that's not how that would have fallen. Or there's a TV show that talks about this, but I can't remember what it is now.
Is it High Potential?
I don't know.
If you haven't seen that, it's a very good show. I mean, it's fiction. It's a show.
Yeah, it was like a fiction show that basically, I remember someone walking in and being like, well, that coffee table wouldn't have fallen over like that.
I mean, there's a bunch of shows that do it, and it's always normally the spin or the main plot point is that the person on the show is got super high intelligence. So years ago it would have been Monk. Did you ever watch Monk? Which had
no.
I guess I just watch a lot of crime TV shows.
I watch apparently nothing.
Just smut and no, I suppose it's not. Is this smut TV? Of course, there's smut TV. How am I based on stupid?
Jess.
But no, you had Adrian Monk, which was he had OCD, so
okay.
He was he was really and just genuinely very clever, and he could walk into a crime scene and do all these things. But there's a current new one out. TV recommendations here if people want to watch it on Disney, which is High Potential, which is very good. The lady's got a ridiculously high IQ, and she can walk into a crime scene and be well, that wouldn't make sense. And one of the clues in one of the episodes, it's the teaser for one of the episodes or something, is she knows that it's not the video footage has been tampered with because she knows that the wind is coming from the wrong direction based on the way that the trees are blowing, because there's a church in the background and churches only face a certain way, and therefore I'm like,
oh my god,
exactly. And my brain's no, I can barely string a sentence together.
I was
Never
gonna
mind.
Say, we're so dumb.
In comparison to this lady,
I always thought we were smart. Well, no, we are dumb.
I'm smart in different ways. Thank you. You are as well. We're average intelligence. We're not going.
Yeah. Bang average.
I did see something in the news the other day as well about a group of, I think it was just mums. I think it specifically said mums, but apologies if that's not correct. Solving a crime, like a cold case, and I was like, yeah, get it.
Do it.
I generally don't think I'd have that I could look at a crime scene and be like, whoa. But like you said, I wouldn't look at something and go, that doesn't look right. That wouldn't fall that way. Or maybe I would. I don't know. Maybe we should do... I do love an escape room.
I do like an escape room too. Yeah. Okay. Anyway, we're so off topic.
We're so... Always. Where was I?
It didn't look right.
There was one piece of evidence, but it gave no leads. A note in her diary saying, get theatre tickets for AS. Despite all this, there was no additional evidence to determine who the killer was. The police continued to investigate, following multiple leads. 5 months went by and nothing new was found. It seemed like there would be no progress, but in month 6, an unlikely source came forward. Dr. Jose C. Chua Jr., a co-worker of Teresita's, came forward and made the claim that his wife was having visions of Teresita. Dr. Chua hesitantly told police that his wife, Remy Chua, had been having dreams which had escalated into trances where he stated that Teresita had spoken through Remy saying, Doctor, I would like to ask for your help. The man who murdered me is still at large. And then he sneezed. Ooh. Chua stated that Teresita had spoken in her native language of Tagalog, I hope that's right, which he was familiar with, told him that it was her, as in she had said, it's me, Teresita. Exactly like that. Sorry. I'm just going to point out. Like, she was like, hey, Dr. Chua, it's me, Teresita, hey. Up in your wife. Just here possessing. Up? How you doing? So I got murdered. Oh, that's so mean. I'm so sorry, Teresita. Should be allowed to have a microphone, really. We really shouldn't.
Sometimes I listen back and I'm like, why were we allowed to do this?
We weren't. We decided ourselves that this was a perfectly good idea, and it probably wasn't, but we're going to carry on. Teresita said that she wasn't there to hurt him, and she wanted him to help solve her murder. Chua's wife was possessed on 3 occasions. Each time, Remy spoke in a different voice to her own, and when awake, she did not remember what had happened in the trances.
Did they say what kind of voice? Is it?
It was just. I think it was just meant to be Teresita's voice. I don't know if it was like The Grudge or Exorcist level. I think it was just meant to be that it was like, different to her voice.
I was like, what kind? Like this is very scary if it's Grudge-esque.
Chua was skeptical and initially refused to go to the police. Basa questioned him, but Basa, through Remy, questioned why he wasn't going to the police, but he stated he had no evidence. But eventually, he gave in and gave a statement about the possessions because they were becoming so frequent.
Yeah, it makes sense. And also, if maybe it'll just, for him, maybe it'll just stop it if he reports it.
Maybe. It would be kind of I can understand his skepticism, just be like, right, I'm going to go to the police. But I have heard of cases, and maybe that's a future theme of some other episodes, of sometimes the police do go to psychics and stuff, because you never know.
I was going to say everything could help, but we've been proven in other episodes not everything can help.
Sometimes the actual physical evidence doesn't even help.
Yeah, true.
Basa said through Remy that she was murdered by Alan Jewellery. Jewellery was a co-worker of Basa and Chua. He worked as a respiratory technician at the same hospital as them. Information unearthed found that he had come to her apartment that evening under the pretense of fixing her TV.
So he was definitely at her apartment?
Yeah, very definitely.
This is why you shouldn't have men in your house. I'm just telling you.
Yeah. Male guests.
No.
I know it sounds really silly, I just need to really quickly skim my notes.
I mean, I haven't even read my notes through fully, so we're in for a wild ride.
I knew I'd written something, but I didn't know when I'd written it, and I was like, I want to make a shitty comment about, I wanted to announce about how they found the evidence of him fixing the TV, and also make a shitty comment to both. A little bit of the police. It was a little bit of the police, but we're going to get there. It's not the next line. It's in 3 lines' time. The police were dubious about the information, but due to the initials of Alan Jewellery and the AS in Teresita's diary, with all other leads stalled, they decided to look into it. After speaking to Teresita and Chua's colleagues, they stated that they were aware that Alan had indeed visited Teresita on the night of her murder with the intention to fix her TV. So that's my shitty comment, because I'm like, they looked into loads of leads, that's what they said. And yet somehow they didn't speak to Teresita's and this doctor's colleagues, which obviously they didn't necessarily know about the connection to the doctor because of the...
Yeah, but they would have known about the connection to the doctor if they talked to the colleagues.
Exactly. Like,
because it was well known.
Took apparently a supernatural possession of Teresita being like, sort your fucking shit out, police.
Maybe her colleague, the wife, wasn't actually possessed. It was just, she was just like, they have not followed up on this.
Like, if you
Please pay attention.
Exactly. Like, why did the police not go to the colleagues to be like, hey, I don't suppose you know like what happened? Like, she'd left work and then gone home. Like, you would hope.
Do you know if she had any plans that night?
Yeah, do you know if she had any plans that night?
Was
do you know
she
if she
talking
was
to
anybody?
anyone? Yeah.
Like, it's the bare minimum. In my mind, it's the bare minimum.
Yeah,
but
you'd have hoped.
I'm not a detective and I don't have the IQ of the lady from High Potential, but apparently that wasn't obvious. But anyways, that was my shitty.
Isn't that like Detective 101?
You would assume. But as we have said, we've proven more than once that is not always the case.
Logic isn't logicking.
Logic isn't logicking. The thing that is right in front of you is not always the most obvious thing, apparently.
Except for it is in this case.
Yeah. There was further details that stated that Alan Jewellery had been having a hard time financially and Teresita had been employing him for small jobs, such as fixing her TV to help him out.
Oh, that's nice of her.
It is very nice of her. And he's a dick. We will find out why very shortly. With all this in mind, and after finding out that Alan lived close to Teresita, the investigators brought Alan in for questioning. He initially denied being at her home, but eventually changed his story, stating that he had in fact been at Teresita's home on the night of her murder, attempting to fix her TV, but he didn't have the right tools, so he returned home.
Changing his story.
Likely. This all felt, and that was with no coercion.
Always good to clarify.
Always good to clarify that this was just off. Or I say that maybe there was some coercion, but we will find out that all is they're going down the right path. They're actually coercing. If it was with a little bit of coercion, it's
oh my god,
valid.
You've ruined the whole story.
Sorry. This all felt incredibly suspicious, so the detectives continued to follow on the lead. With the knowledge that the murderer had taken Teresita's jewellery, the investigators asked Alan Jewellery's girlfriend, Yanka Kamluk, whether she had received any jewellery from Jewellery recently, which she actually had. She had received some as a Christmas present, a pearl ring and a jade pendant that had belonged to Basa. They brought in some of Teresita's family to confirm whether the jewellery was in fact hers, which they did.
What a bellend.
Oh, he's an asshole.
He is an asshole. And maybe, again, it's the stay stupid thing. Don't keep the evidence around you. Don't sprinkle it to all of your friends and family and making it really obvious that it is you.
Yeah, exactly. There is a few, like, again, from the evidence, different ways in which that happened. So there is one suggestion that the police went to the house and saw Yanka wearing the jewellery and therefore was like, oh. Rather than... yeah. There is also a suggestion that Basa told Dr. Chua through the wife, through another possession, the family that they could go to confirm that it was her jewellery. And I'm like, Teresita is just out here doing all the hard work.
Yeah, like, Teresita is investigating her own murder.
She's like, you could sort it out, so I'm going to do it fucking for you.
Either Teresita is, if we're being, depending on how skeptical we're being, either Teresita is investigating her own murder, or that friend is just a solid friend that is like, I tried to tell the police, but they weren't paying attention. Maybe they'll pay attention to a man.
Despite the evidence, Jewellery continued to deny his involvement in Teresita's murder. Oh, wait. Blah, blah, blah. Wasn't even that bad. Despite the evidence, Jewellery continued to deny his involvement in Teresita's, I put death, murder, but eventually did sign a confession. So at first he was like, no, I don't think it wasn't me. And then he was like, oh, okay, yeah.
Maybe it was me. Actually, I do remember now. It was me.
He said that after, so he did say that him saying that he left the apartment was apparent, well, in his story was apparently true. So he said that after he left her apartment, he made a plan to return and rob her. When he returned, he said that she let him back in. When she turned around to lock the door, he grabbed her from behind and attacked her. He disrobed her to make it look like a sexual crime. He then took her mattress, placed it over her body and set it on fire.
Why did he bother leaving?
I don't know whether it's like, because obviously in this story, the first story that he told the police, he said that he left because he didn't have the right tools.
Oh, do you mean like tools for murder?
No, but to fix the TV.
No, but like, was he like, I didn't have the right tools to fix the TV, but like in inverted commas, and actually it was so he could go get a knife?
I don't think he intended to kill her. I think, yeah, I don't think his plan, like, it says he planned to return to rob her.
But even still, why leave? Why couldn't he just rob her when he was there?
Unless he didn't have it as a plan. Maybe he got into a house, fixed the TV, and then saw that she had a bunch of stuff that he was like, oh yeah, that's worth loads of money.
He's done loads of small jobs for her, so surely he's been in her house before.
I wasn't around in 1977 to question.
Crying out loud, Jess.
Yeah, I mean,
could you go back and do the detective work for them?
I was going to say, I forgot to tell you that I have a secret skill. I'm a time traveler.
That could be very useful.
It could be so useful. We could be like the best. We could be the best true crime podcasters ever, because I could just go back and solve all of the murders. So all the unsolved cases out there. Like, by the way,
this is what's happened. And get the lottery numbers.
Yeah, but then I feel like Back to the Future showed us that that's not always a good thing.
Meh.
Jewellery took her mattress, placed it over her body, and set it on fire. He admitted staging the crime scene to mislead investigators and claimed he'd only intended to steal enough money to pay his rent, but he only found $22, so he stole her jewellery. So
he did all of that
for $22.
$22.
Yeah.
Even if he'd done all of that for his rent, that's a lot. That's a lot for 1 month's rent.
I feel like, again, I don't know whether, like I said, I don't know, because maybe he did have the intention to murder her because she knew who he was. If he just came in, attacked her, and then stole all of her stuff, surely she would go straight to the police and be like,
yeah, is
that a dog?
Yeah.
Woof, woof, woof.
Still going. Flat is great.
I mean,
so much fun. Do they not know we're recording?
I know, you have to start telling all of your neighbours in your new place that you, on Wednesday evenings, you record on certain nights of the week, and therefore they have to be extra quiet.
Could they be silent or go out with Sam? They can form a club.
We'll start putting like flyers through their doors, like, do you want a friend? Oh, that sounds really creepy.
Do you want a friend? We have a husband that needs a friend so that you can go out on a Wednesday night. He is 700 foot tall, so he'll get to the top of your shelves if you need.
Yeah, if you need him to put stuff away, get stuff down.
Go shopping, you could get all of the food that is on the top shelves.
Yeah, I went out around Christmas time and I generally stopped a person with the comment of, you're really tall. I literally looked at him and went, you're really tall, can you reach that for me? Like,
I've done that before.
Yeah, I was like looking at him like, I want that cheese in the back of the shelf and I can't reach it without me climbing into the freaking fridge, so... And the
sometimes
staff
that doesn't even... Sometimes that doesn't even work for me. Like,
what, you don't climb into the fridge?
I know I've climbed into the fridge, but I'm so short that I can't climb in enough. I still can't.
You're just like hanging onto the shelf like, shit, I've misjudged this.
It's terrible. Do you remember that one time that Sam lifted me up so that I could see everything at his height? Wild.
Even now it's wild. Like, I'm like, I'm looking up at him, he's looking back down at me, I'm like, am I like actually attractive at this angle? Because I don't
it's just the top of your head. That's
really
all he knows of you.
It's alright, I've got good hair. At the trial in 1979, Jewellery recanted his statement, making it so that the case resulted in a mistrial. Before it could be retried, though, he unexpectedly pled guilty. Some believed he did so in the hopes of receiving a lighter sentence. Some info had said that police had threatened to arrest his pregnant girlfriend Kalmook if he didn't confess. Others claim he was visited in prison by the ghost of Teresita Basa. I'm like, well,
yes, that's the one I believe.
I believe that one. She's out here solving her own murder, telling the police where to look, telling them who it was, telling them how to check that the evidence was hers, and also being like, you will confess my murder, dickhead.
I can imagine that she's like there. She's in the courtroom, it's a mistrial, and he's like recanted his statement, and she's like, oh no, you fucking didn't.
No, you did not.
No, you did not. I'm gonna haunt you. Go her. I like her.
Do you believe in ghosts?
I'm not sure. I don't know if they're like, we see them in media, like as in like something's there, but I think sometimes there are too many coincidences that it feels like maybe there's got to be something. So we've discussed this before when like when my grandma passed away, her full name was Margaret, and me and Katie went to a Starbucks and it was like, buy a coffee for Margaret. Now, that's not a common name. And we were like, what the fuck is this? What is going on here? And there are other times that, like, Katie went to see a psychic once, and they said she had something of, like, a friend of my grandparents, and she actually, like, in her bedroom, and she actually did. You had one with your nan in the back seat.
Yeah. I was talking to my sister. My nan had passed away, and the back seat kept saying that somebody was sitting in the middle seat because it was like beeping at me saying somebody's not wearing the seatbelt. And we were like, all right, Nan, we get it, you're there. And then immediately it stopped. And it was like,
Yeah.
It happens a lot more weirdly with, my Nan's name was Eileen. And so we tend to go with, like, her song is "Come On Eileen" because, you know, Eileen's not exactly a common name, and the fact, you know, only time my name Jessica appears in anything is the Mumbo Number 5. So, you know, that's obviously my song.
That is your song.
That's what we're playing at my funeral, Mumbo Number 5. A little bit of Jessica, there I am.
I'm just going to put that on repeat.
But yeah, so whenever Come On Eileen comes on, I kind of, like, associate it with my nan. And the amount of times that it's come on at, like, the most ridiculously, like,
yeah,
appropriate times. Like, I went shopping with my mum at the weekend, and we were walking around, like, it's like an outside outlet, and we were having quite like a personal conversation. And we stopped at one point, and I stopped and listened. I was like, "Are they playing Come On Eileen?" It was just like, it was like, why would this be playing?
Yeah, it's not a normal song to be playing.
No, Come On Eileen is a song that you play, like, at a party, or, do you know what I mean? Like, and I was just like, seriously, Nan, like, right now?
Yeah.
Like, we're having this very specific personal conversation, and she's like, hello, I'm here. I'm like, great,
Yeah.
thanks.
We do that quite a lot in our family, where we're like, all right, Granddad, we get it.
Yeah,
so,
it's like an essence.
I don't know if I believe in them the same way that they're portrayed in media, but I feel like there's essences of the people that we loved around.
Yeah. And maybe it is coincidence. Yeah. I mean, otherwise I wouldn't be telling my nan to stop playing Come On Eileen in the middle of the shopping centre. I didn't have some feeling that she's about in some way or another. I feel like, yeah, they're like there, or it's either that, or it's like us subconsciously creating that, if that makes sense.
I do see that. I just feel like for Come On Eileen, and also for, like, the Margaret one, they're not normal names for that. Like, it just feels too random. But who knows?
For sure. You never know. Maybe the person that day was just feeling extra, like, party vibes with the radio station or whatever. But anyways, back to the case. There is literally only 3 paragraphs left. So, Alan Showery's lawyer, William Swano, called for the murder. I love how, like, before this, I would not have, like, questioned the person's name. I would just pronounced it as I see it. I don't want to be ripped into.
Have I made you question everything?
No, it's still the titular thing. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say, I've always questioned everything, every name. Always, I'm like, I'm gonna say this wrong.
William Swano called for the murder charge to be dismissed, saying police had arrested him on nothing more than Chewer's bizarre story. However, the judge stated that they weren't including the tip or supernatural elements of the case, as the evidence itself was determined independently. So even though the police were led there by this possession thing, clue, tip, whatever you want to call it, the actual evidence all lined up. So he was like, nah,
did they test the DNA in the end?
There wasn't DNA.
I thought you said there was DNA on the...
It's 1977, they don't have
Oh,
DNA.
Yeah, I forgot. That's, yeah.
We were talking about the fact that DNA came in.
I think that's why I put in my head there was DNA. Sorry, yeah. I did a...
You're good, that's fine. On February 23rd, 1979, Alan Showery was sentenced to 14 years in prison for his crime. He was ultimately let out on parole in 1983, and evidence suggests he returned to New York City shortly after he was released.
That's not very long. He wasn't in prison very long.
Oh, I just noticed that. It's only like 4 years. Is it a good behaviour thing?
But considering he got sentenced with 14 years...
We could just hope that is... I hope nothing, because he should have been in prison for longer, but yeah. If the story is to be believed, it very well may be the first and only case solved by a ghost.
Yes,
Teresita.
I'm vibing with her. Yeah, great. I love her.
And that is the case of Teresita Basa, who solved her own murder.
Yes, love it. That was a great case.
It's a good one. I would... Again, I'm not... It's always that go on to Google weird cases, and it was like, yeah, you need to know about the case that was solved by a ghost. I was like, yes, I do. Thank you so much.
Yes, I do. Always. In fact, the weirder the better.
I love it.
Well, thank you so much. That was a great case.
You are very welcome. Hopefully, for the listeners out there, if it hasn't come across that my nose is blocked and I'm talking a little bit differently, I'm so sorry. I tried really, really hard to not make it the main element of my speech, but we're just rolling with it. And sadly, I am going to be sounding exactly the same in the next episode because we're about to record it in like 20 minutes time. So with that, can I have your teasers?
Yes, you can have my teasers. Or do you want to do you can find us on?
I thought we always did that afterwards.
I don't remember.
No, it's your teasers and then we do it.
Okay. I have to get them up. So my teasers for next episode are Trials, A Deal with the Devil, A Belt or / Girdle.
What?
Yeah.
Deal with the devil.
A deal with the devil.
Do you know what? Recording back to back has now made me so happy because now I don't have to wait. The poor listeners do have to wait 2 weeks. Guys. But I'm like, oh, tell me about the deal with the devil.
Tell me about the deal with the devil.
So excited. I love a little bit of maybe, yeah.
This supernatural is I did realise I was going to wait and tell you when we get into it. But actually, in my teasers, it's very obvious. Supernatural is the undercurrent of our 2 episodes. So when you said ghost, I was like,
Yeah, I guess it's like we haven't really done a lot of supernatural stuff in cases. I like it.
And I'd completely forgotten what your teasers were. Like, no memory of it in the slightest.
Complete coincidence.
It really was.
I love it. Oh, I'm so excited. Quick. I don't want to rush to the end of the episode, but for the fact that I now get to listen to it next is
You're like, get this bit over with. Let me.
We're done. It's been an hour. Let's go.
This might be our shortest episode yet.
It might be. When I wrote my research, I was like, oh, I've actually kept it like exactly to 4 pages, and that's what we've been like aiming for, and it was pretty good. So yeah. Maybe
we just didn't. I feel like we went on a lot of tangents, but maybe we didn't go as many as normal.
Because, to be fair, it's 4 pages, but the 4th page is literally like 4 lines. So maybe if I'd filled the whole 4 pages, but
yeah, there we go. That's it. It's
we
really
covered all the best
pages.
Bits. It's really 3 pages. We covered all the best bits, and there was some great moments of Teresita absolutely poning all over the police.
Perfect. This was a perfect story. I loved this. Obviously not, we don't want it to happen, but if you are going to get murdered, solve your own murder by being a ghost. Love it.
Yeah. All that unfinished business, Casper.
Yeah, do it.
Come back. Fix the present. I don't know. My brain's mushy. My brain is a bit mushy. We're good, but we're all mushy and everything's great. If you have enjoyed this episode, you can catch us on Instagram and TikTok, where we are Crime Time with My Bestie, where we bring you all our teasers and funny content. We've had some great Christmas themed ones. If you've been watching us over the Christmas period, which is probably about 2 months ago now, because whenever this gets released.
Yeah. Everyone's like, we've been and done with that, but we are recording in January, so.
It is what's the date today?
14th of January.
It's halfway through January. It's taking forever. January. We're in that long period of January just never ends.
Yes.
My bank balance is pennies. Everything's miserable. There's no more mince pies.
But do you know what's not miserable? Us recording. It's great. Exactly. It's a highlight to the week and to the listeners' week.
Yeah, but do you know what would be the highlight for our week if you was to like, follow, review, and subscribe to us wherever you listen to your podcasts.
And we are in particular on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and YouTube. But I think we're on every platform. Find us. Let us know.
This is completely not scripted as well. It probably comes across. We're probably like, oh my god, we're so hilarious. It just came out so naturally. And the listeners are probably like, yeah, we know it wasn't that good. And we're like, no, that was great.
We feel very professional when we say, especially the phrase, wherever you get your podcasts. Because it feels very, I think because you've listened to it so many times on other podcasts, that you're like, it's just ingrained.
And it almost feels like we've done something really super special to make that happen. We haven't. It does it automatically.
Yeah, it really does.
Thank you, Spotify.
Like right at the beginning, you get a link, you put it in to a different website, and then it just spurts them out everywhere.
Probably not the best thing. We're now all over the internet telling everybody absolute garbage and rubbish that we think is hilarious. Hopefully you think it too, but yeah, I did realise that the other day. I was like, wow, I'm saying a lot of shit on the internet that probably, like, you know when you sometimes get a Facebook memory and it comes up and you're like, oh, did I really say that? Like when I was 14? 45-year-old Jess is going to be looking back and being like, what the fuck was wrong with you?
A lot. We've got a lot of issues. But at least our brains are fully formed now.
Are we sure?
Well, questionable, but we're technically adult teenagers.
Yeah, yeah, okay. Well, then that's even worse because I say some stupid shit for an adult teenager slash fully formed brained human.
Me too. I think it's part of it. Anyway, we're going off at another tangent. So we will catch our listeners in the next episode. But for now, bye, bestie.
Bye, bestie.
Bye.
Bye.
That was absolutely
not
the same.
That was definitely the same. You're lying.
It wasn't.
Lies. Here's your bloopers. Oh, I'm so sick.
You wanted to do that.
I know I wanted to do it, but I need to blow my nose. I'm gonna mute. Am I supposed to keep that in? You just like creating a tune. At least I was nice enough to mute me blowing my nose.
I would have just let you listen.
I had a thought and it completely went out of my brain. 1 second. No, it's gone. It might come back later.